Hi! So a lot of you guys have been asking me to sort of share how I've been dealing with tough seasons in my life. And I feel like that would be a really long vlog because there's a lot of different things that help in tough seasons. And the last couple years, I know I've shared, have been a little tough. But I will say one thing that I started doing this year that really helped was learning to say no and cutting some negative things out of my life. So I guess the first part is learning to say no. And I know that sounds really funny, but for those of you INFPs out there or people pleasers, you will totally understand what I'm saying here. I, for most of my life, never really said no because I just wanted to make everybody happy, and I always did what people wanted me to do. So if somebody needed help, I was always available to help. If somebody needed something, I would give to them, even if I needed it. It's just kind of how I've always been, but I think that sort of led me to a lot of negative situations because it would either make me burnt out or it's exhausting to kind of help people when you are in no place to help. Learning to say no has helped me a lot. It's tough because you get scared that, oh, so-and-so will be mad or they'll be disappointed or they'll hate you, but sometimes you have to think a little bit about yourself, especially when you're the type of person who doesn't know how to take care of yourself. And the second thing was learning to sort of distance myself from people that were real negatives in my life. I like to use this analogy of there's two different types of people. There are faucets and there are drains. What I mean by this is a faucet sort of fills you with, if water is the analogy, with life and, encouragement and energy and just all these great things. And then a drain would be someone who just sort of sucks the life out of you and is so exhausting and so negative, and just every time you're around a person who's like a drain, you are just completely burnt out and exhausted and tired. Now, I think a person can be both. I think you might be a faucet, but something tragic has happened in your life and you're going through a really tough time and you become a drain, and that's fine. I've had so many times in my life where I'm definitely a drain, but there have been people in my life who cared enough for me to sort of stick around and encourage me and bring me back. So I'm not saying cut out anyone who's negative because they might really need you. But I do think if somebody is a drain to you for like 10 years, it might be time to cut them out. And it'll be hard if they're family or they're someone who you definitely can't cut out. So in that sense, I think you have to have balance. If you have a drain in your life or many drains in your life, you have to have balance. You have to have many faucets to sort of balance it out. And so I think something that I've done this year is made sure that I invested more time into people that I felt like were faucets, mentors, friends who really cared for me and really wanted to encourage me, friends who I knew were positive influences in my life. I started investing more time into those relationships and caring more about those friendships versus focusing all my energy into the drains that were essentially sucking the life out of me and making me so miserable to the point that I was failing at life. So anyways, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's sort of where I'm at in my life now, where I've kind of balanced out the faucets and drains, whereas before I felt like I had like 10 drains in my life and like one faucet. Now I feel like it's like a little even. So yeah, that's something that has been really helpful. If now you're thinking, am I a faucet or a drain? I think that's great, because I definitely started noticing that when I was filling my life with more faucets, I felt like I was more of a faucet. I know it sounds so weird, it's such a weird analogy, but it really makes sense. And I realized like, I wanna be more like that. And it made me wanna put more positives in my life. If you're like me, don't be scared to say no, and don't be scared to take a step back from the people that sort of suck the life out of you, and yes, invest time in the people that are going to make you a better person and encourage you and give you life and energy, because it's gonna make you a more well-rounded person. Anyways, that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you guys next time. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about next. You can leave your comments below, and yeah, we'll chat again